how is the family doing in the healing process?
The healing process is going to be a perpetual process. I don't see really leaving this life saying that we've been healed. And it's been a month since the conviction, month or so. It's been 7 months since Becky's murder, and it's still heart wrenching on a day-to-day basis. I think each day presents new challenges. Each day brings up emotions that we aren't expecting and that we are expecting. And we continue to move forward the best we can with, the support of each other and the support from our friends and family and community. And we're just doing our best.
I think a large part in the community here was the three boys. And don't have to go too much into depth with or too much detail with it, but just how are they coping with the situation with their mother and their father not in their lives right now.
Again, their challenges are unique to who they are and how old they are and their position in all this. We lost Becky, but they lost their mother and their father in Tim's hateful act. And they're going through school, they're living their lives. The boys are playing football, they're going on field trips with their school, they're going to church, they're doing all of the normal aspects of a normal boy's life. But behind all that is a situation that is abnormal as it can be. So, again, each day is a new challenge for all of us, including them. And we're all just doing our best to support them as much as we can.
He was asked, he was asked, did he do it? And he's still saying that he's innocent, And what was, I guess, your reaction to that statement?
Tim will always assert his innocence. He was never able to admit to fault or even compromise in life or marriage prior to this happening. Especially when this was filmed, I'm sure Casey and Tim were in the middle of, working on their appeal. And I still believe that Tim thinks that he will eventually, you know, uh, get out of jail. I think that he truly believes that he is not at fault for this. And, that's his own, sick and twisted mental illness. But none of us are surprised that Tim is claiming innocence. He has nothing left to lose. So why would he do anything different?
You talked the boys, going to school, playing football, field trips. Uh, this has been a chance for the family to, live their like still enjoy their everyday lives in some degree. And obviously that's still going to be something that will never be forgotten, but still to move forward. So just to see everyone be able to kind of move forward, it's and get back to some sense of normalcy. How has that been?
This is not a normal situation, and uh, I can't say that getting back to normalcy will ever feel like it did before. And even the things that were normal before, they're missing a huge piece. They're missing Becky, and so a football game is a normal thing to do. It's watching the boys play, but the key component of that puzzle is missing. So there's always that what could have been and what should have been. So it, it's uh it's still incredibly emotional, even the day-to-day activities.
My last question, obviously, an appeal process. How important is it for, you and the family to have confidence that, justice will still be served, and Tim will be held accountable for his actions even through this appeal process.
I think the evidence was overwhelming. It was well presented. I think Josh and Laura um, convicted him in the most professional way possible. Everything legal was done to the T. So I have no doubt that Tim's sentence will remain intact. I do not believe that he will ever have a successful appeal. And, you know, if that were to ever come to fruition, we would have to deal with that as it happens. But I have as I give Tim a 0% chance of ever getting out on an appeal.
Well, Sarah, is there anything else I may have missed or something else you want to add in at all?
When we go into the viewing of these national programs, I think it is important for everybody that is viewing to keep in mind that this is a story that is crafted by journalists. And, I have a lot of hope that the integrity of this case and the truth of Becky's life and her death comes through in the most meaningful way. We want Becky to be remembered for the life that she lived, a life of compassion, a life of love, and a life that revolved around her boys and her family and her patience and her faith. And we have no control over the final edits. So I ask that people watch with grace, and I ask that they watch and try to understand how hard the process was for all of those who are a part of those programs, all of the people that were courageous enough to sit in front of the camera. I hope that you take their words and hear them for what they're meant to be.